Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Shaka from Shaka Reacts, and today we've got another music teacher reaction and analysis video for you. Specifically, we're going to be checking out the performance of Seven Nation Army by Postmodern Jukebox, featuring none other than Haley Reinhart. Super excited for this performance, guys. Let's get into it.
I'm gonna fight 'em all. A seven-nation army couldn't hold me back. They're gonna rip it off, taking their time right behind my back. And I'm talking to myself at night because I can't forget. Back and forth through my mind behind a cigarette. And the message coming from my eyes says leave it alone.
Oh, I like that. Man, what an opening. I love the opening. First of all, I love the choice to use mutes on the wind section there for a little bit of a dirtier effect, if you will, than what you would have had with just a regular opening. It makes me wonder if we're going to get bigger and bigger as we go to the end, and they're going to eventually take the mutes away to have a more sonorous approach to their playing later on. Super intrigued by that. I loved also just the slow build of adding in different voices, with the snare, with the keys, with the bass, slowly adding in everything as we progress through the phrase there to really just kind of enhance that crescendo that we get there from the vocalist here with Haley. We're going to talk more about her singing and what she's doing a little bit later. But the last thing I want to mention real quick, guys, is the keys. Man, the chord structure that he's using in this is so sick compared to the original. I mean, I love the original, don't get me wrong, but it's really cool to hear kind of this unique chord structure that he's got going on there. Let's rewind just a hair. We're going to go ahead and keep going. Like I said, we're going to focus more on her singing here shortly, guys. Lots of good stuff to dissect there.
Don't wanna hear about it. Every single one's got a story to tell.
Gosh, I love that.
Everyone knows about it. Yeah, from the Queen of England to the hounds of hell. And I catch you coming from my way. I'm gonna serve it to you.
Oh, I like that.
And that ain't what you wanna hear, but that's what I'll do.
Man. All right, we're going to pause real quick here. So some of the stuff that she does here, guys, it is so amazing. So there's obviously a lot of the pure vocal inflection that she's using in terms of the way she's changing her voice. That in itself, it's amazing how drastically different she makes herself sound. It's very, very emulative of, for instance, putting a mute into a brass instrument. Like, it gives me very much the same kind of vibe. It's totally different than if you were just to, say, shape your vowels a little bit differently. There's more going on there than just that. She is doing a lot of that. She is doing a lot of vowel shapage. She is doing a lot of playing with the pitch at times, and a little bit some degree with the rhythm as well to give it kind of that extra dirty feel to it. But those are all different things than when she's completely flipping that style to that growly, graspy voice that she's got going on. Raspy, not graspy. Sorry. But man, just so many cool things she's got going on. The big thing I want you guys to focus in on as we continue here is listen to whenever she is doing kind of like the dotted 8th, 16th note pattern. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. She does such a great job of taking it from kind of a shuffle feel at times to taking it to a straight swing feel. So if those of you that don't know the difference, a shuffle is more like a, if you will, like a quarter note triplet and then followed by an 8th note triplet. That shuffle feel triplet feel essentially versus a straight 16th note swing feel. They are different. They're very subtly different. It's easy to miss the difference between the two, but she's doing a great job here of at times leaning more into the triplet feel, and then at other times leaning away from that and going more towards the straight 16th note feel. That's one of the reasons you feel a little bit of the differences in the way she's singing these things, just because she's kind of making this ever so little slight difference in the rhythm. And we'll talk more about what she's doing with that in addition to that, but that's one of the big things. Listen to that, guys, as we continue here. See if you can catch the difference between those two. Ooh. It's my favorite thing, guys. Oh, I like that. Love that. Love that solo from the trombone player there. For those of you who don't know, I am a trombone player by trade. Man, he does such a... So we talked earlier about Haley's voice changes and the kind of the tone change that she has, which is different than just the subtle inflections that she's making from a rhythmic and pitch standpoint. We hear that here with the trombone player. So he's been muted pretty much the entire time as far as I could tell here. And even then, in this solo, we get a very different tone from him, from his playing. A lot of that is just, vocal support, or not vocal support in this case, but voice support from your diaphragm in terms of supporting that sound. The same thing applies to Haley when it comes to her singing. A lot of it is just a diaphragm effect to some degree. Obviously, with her, the resonance is in her vocal cords versus the brass player. The resonance is usually in the lips. In this case, his change of tone is more because of the instrument. So, for instance, if you push an instrument to a certain degree beyond what it can quote unquote handle, you get kind of that raspy sound. The same thing is true with your vocals. If you push your vocals to a certain degree, you get a little bit of that raspy sound. It's very much a similar principle. It's not that you're necessarily doing anything bad. It's just you're kind of pushing it to the maximum amount of sonority, if you will, for that instrument in that particular pitch range. Love that solo. Really, really good solo. And her little scat section here, really cool. I've never heard anybody scat over top of this melody with a song. Really well done. We're going to rewind a little bit so we can hear that part again, that scat part / that trombone solo. Really good stuff here, guys. And then there's the key change. That part's so cool. Ooh, nice.
Far from this arbor forevermore, I'm gonna work the straw.
A little whistle. Oh.
Or make the sweat drip out of every pore. And I'm bleeding,
Yeah, that triplet feel that we just had right there, I need more of that. That was amazing. The harmonies that we're getting as well, guys, from the trumpet and clarinet here are really, really, really good. Like, I'm shocked that this trumpet player is able to play with that kind of sound and softness. Like, he almost sounds like a clarinet. That's what he's going for. He's going for a clarinet sound. It's very rare to hear a trumpet player be able to make that kind of a sound, though. Really impressive.
far from this arbor forevermore.
Like, if you didn't see that, you would probably think that's two clarinets playing. Like, that's how good of a job he's doing at that.
I'm gonna work the straw or make the sweat
Now, I will admit, later on, it becomes a little more obvious. He starts doing a lot more with the wah-wah side of things with the mute. It becomes more obvious then. But at the very beginning part of it, he's not doing a lot of wah-wah effect. It sounds very clarinet-esque. That triplet. Oh. At every pore. I could listen to that all the time. Every pore.
The straw will make the sweat drip out of every pore. And I'm bleeding, and I'm bleeding, and I'm bleeding right before my Lord.
Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo.
All the words are gonna bleed from me, and I will sing no more. And the stains coming from my legs and from my heart.
It's amazing that she can open up with so much volume and still have that raspiness in her voice. Like a lot of times when you really belt on, you know, vocally or instrumentally speaking, when you really push to full extreme in terms of that air support and everything, it's really hard to not have a good tone, because to have a really, especially at a professional level, a really maxed out volume, you've trained so often to do it in a way that you don't get that extra kind of growl and raspiness. For her to still do that at that level of dynamic is really impressive. It's very intentional and very impressive. The other thing that we've listened to so far, guys, and I've alluded to this, but haven't talked about it specifically. One of the things that I love that she does is a lot of these the tail end of rhythm patterns, whether it be the triplet figure or the 16th figure. At the tail end of it, she does a lot of slight scooping of pitch into the note. She does it a lot. It's very minimal in terms of the amount of pitch that's, you know, covered. But she does it very frequently. So if you're wondering, like, why does this sound extra, like, spicy and sultry and, you know, sexy to some degree, it's because of that. It's because she's doing this little subtle scoop up into those notes. And it just kind of gives you this little, like, you know, feel, so to speak. I don't know how to describe it other than, but it's what it is. It's what's happening. That's why you feel that way. Obviously, her growly, her raspy sound that she's making too is a whole nother thing. But ever so slight little differences, guys, in the pitch like that really makes a big difference. Let's go ahead and keep going here, guys. Love it. Love the arpeggio down there from the bass player too. Love it, guys. Man, she is just such an amazing vocalist. The stuff that she can do, the inflections that she can do and make with her voice, and still, like we hear at the end there, that whistle tone, so to speak, that head voice that she's got, man, it's just beautiful. It just shows that she has really a master, you know, understanding of all different styles of singing, and really can maximize her voice across all genres. Really impressive here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video as much as I did. I know I really enjoyed it, especially the trombone part. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a trombone player. I really love that part. But if you guys did enjoy today's video, I'd really appreciate it if you guys like, subscribe, and more importantly, turn on those notifications, guys, so you don't miss any more of the content that we've got coming out here on the channel. Last but not least, if you guys want to continue your journey down that music rabbit hole, make sure you check out the next video.